Kathy, my beautiful wife of 27 years, was sitting next to me on the couch, deep in thought. David, you know I love you and always will, don't you? I didn't like the way it started. Yes, darling, but I'm afraid nothing good will come of this conversation. Well, I think you need to keep an open mind and hear me out before you say anything. I sighed. Okay, what's on your mind? I think our marriage is strong enough that we can have some fun with others, if you know what I mean. I couldn't keep my mouth shut. You mean go out with others? It's a two-way street. Before she could answer, I wanted to ask something else. Did your sister Lucy put you up to this? You know you should just ignore that woman because her ideas are usually not the best. Lucy and I always got along well, but sometimes she could be a real pain in the ass, forcing bad thoughts on my wife. She shrugged. She just made me realize that our love for each other would allow us to spend time with others, but always come home to each other. I thought that because of her desire to play on the side, our marriage was in jeopardy. So, Kathy, have you chosen someone in particular yet? Isn't that called friends with benefits? No, not really, but I know guys look at me all the time. I'm sure she's right about that. She's a beautiful woman. It didn't bother me until now that other men looked at her with lust, knowing that she belongs to me and I belong to her, just like we promised when we got married. So how do you envision it? Because you've obviously given it a lot of thought. Well, it's just for fun, you know? It would start out as a date. Then we'd go out and have a good time with someone, and then I'd come home excited and possess you so you get something out of it too. You could probably even watch sometimes if you wanted to. That thought made me feel sick to my stomach. And I'm just sitting at home while you're having fun with some guy who's not your husband, waiting for you to come home so I can have a chance to be alone with you? It's amazing how unpleasant that sounds to me. But I think I know how we could make it happen. Her eyes opened wide. Really? How? It's time to issue an ultimatum. Your freedom to sleep with other guys means I have the same freedom to go out with other girls. If you're not happy with that, I'll start divorce proceedings next week. I could see she was stunned. Why, David? Honestly, you're the reason our fun has gone downhill. Why do you need other women if you don't use me the way you used to? Maybe it's because I've supported you in your shopping habits for 27 years. Maybe it's because you've thought about sleeping with other men for too long and stopped initiating sex like you used to. So that's my final suggestion. What do you say? Kathy wasn't ready for my answer, but she realized the hopelessness of the situation. Finally, she said, "Yes, David, it works both ways. Although I have a hard time with the idea of you being with someone else. Let's say it's not easy for me either. So I get to choose the woman, any woman I want to be with, which means you have a choice of who you want to be with too. Is that a deal? Yeah, I guess you can go out with any woman you want." I reached for my cell phone that was lying on the table next to the couch. Kathy watched me, waiting for a response. "Lucy, it's David. I'm fine. So, I understand that you talked to Kathy about her having someone to play with, but I told her that her freedom means my freedom too. She accepted that. I can be there in 30 minutes for the whole night. I think I better pack a bag. See you soon." The shock on Kathy's face was delightful. "Not my sister. I won't let that happen."
No, Kathy.
"It's too late to change the rules. Don't wait up for me. I might come home very late."